speaking of stories, go back and talk to us about Forrest Gump. You know, how does this memory play out? Because when I hear the, mention of that name and think of the movie, I have memories about it because as I watched it so many times, it brought other things to my mind. It affected you differently. It affects each person differently. Talk to us about how that relates to you.
Well, like Forrest wore those braces, and I did too. So I kind of developed a kind of a kinship there. And you got to remember, Forrest Gump was the town dullard, and I always hope that I'm not likened unto Forrest Gump because I am the town dullard. The fact is, if you are the town dullard, how will you actually ever really know? But I digress. Forrest wound up, his life impacted various social and cultural moves in America, and he wound up connecting with famous moments in history. And like Forrest, I did too, and so I worked undercover in Memphis, and when that ended, I wound up in Houston, Texas, and I come in from my new position as a police officer in Houston. I come in from the 3 to 11 shift, and my wife's sitting on the couch. She says, "We're at war. They're down there in Panama." And just a few weeks later, the guy who was my partner working in Memphis, the guy with the DEA, he winds up being the most famous DEA agent in history because he's the one that brought Manuel Noriega back in that famous video, those famous pictures, CNN coming off the airplane bringing Manuel Noriega back. That was him.